Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is my race analysis of FIA Manufacturers Round 9, 25 laps around Laguna Seca. And here we go. This was considered second split on the first slot. Coming in, we were sitting at 58,000 driver rank with a 99 safety rating points. And here is your starting grid. On pole, we have three-time Gran Turismo World Tour finalist from Vanquish Esports, Vanquish Thunder. Sitting in P2, my main rival from the 2019 season, United States. In P3 from DNA Racing, it's Maroon Beret. In fourth, in the Toyota Supra, Shoots CJR. In P5, it's Redline GTS in the Viper. In sixth place, we've got my humble self driving the Hyundai Genesis for Nezo Racing, it's Swordsman. In seventh, Corvette CAMG. In P8, we have another BMW from CRG. P9, DNA Racing's founder, Judoka, in the Aston Martin. In P10, yet another M6 from Dominican Sim Racing Team, Ray Belanta. P11 sees the Lexus RCF of Thundernux. In 12, we got a Porsche 911 from Sly vs. Vandal. 13th, yet another Porsche 911 from GT Nebula. In 14th, Devil Dog in a Peugeot RCZ. In 15th, ZAS driving another SRT Viper. Idavalicious with another Viper in P16. In P17, DNA Racing's Panther in the Volkswagen. Aquasferum occupies position 18 in the Corvette. In 19th, Edda Merchant in the Porsche 911. And rounding out your field, in a 911, it's K-Fung. Alright, so as we cycle through to the first lap, check out this action. So I'm sitting P6. I was not expecting this to happen. BMW's in first through third. United States gets a bump from Maroon Beret. He goes spinning. Maroon Beret ends up getting a 5-second penalty, along with Shoots getting a 1 second. Unbelievable. Let's take a look back at that original action. Riding on board with myself and moving up to United States, the victim in all of this. Check this out. Gets a little bit loose, gets on the curves, gets spun by Maroon Beret. Oh, it's just super unfortunate. And with that, we go from P6 up to the top 5. Just unbelievable. It's unbelievable how quickly things can change in a matter of seconds. So the whole goal for this race, like all of our races, is to be patient. I know it's super easy when you believe, you know what, I've got the pace. I shouldn't be behind this car ahead of me. I'm faster. Well, sometimes that can go against us, where we lose some patience, we miss our braking spots, we end up getting a penalty. So at this start, I figured, you know what, Maroon Beret's got a 5-second penalty. I'm going to get ahead of him regardless, but I don't want to get close enough to where we make contact to where suddenly I get a penalty. I don't want to be involved in that. I definitely understand that the driver behind me, who was in a lobby with me earlier, he was being very respectful. He was acknowledging, you know what, I think Swordsman is trying not to get too close, and he's waiting for these penalties, these tough penalties to get served. So here on lap 2, Thunder leads. Shoots and Maroon Beret are now going to serve their penalty. And the end result, Thunder, Redline GTS and the Viper. Shoots maintains P3. I hop up to 4th place. So we've already made up 2 positions in just 2 laps. Alright, now we're going to cycle through to lap 4. Check this out. Just unbelievable. So you've got Thunder leading ahead of Redline GTS, and they're getting pretty close. You know, after all, it's the start of the race. One of the things you'll notice too is Thunder was actually on mediums. So medium tires were required, and oh my gosh, Redline GTS and Thunder both go out. So suddenly, out of nowhere, we went from maybe a top 5 finish to we could win this thing. Unbelievable. So it appears that Thunder gets a little bit loose. He gets on the gravel. He's got the throttle fully pressed down. He ends up going into a spin. And with that, he goes from 1st down to 5th place. Redline GTS able to recover, drops only 1 position, and that position is to us in the Nezzo Racing Hyundai Genesis GR3. So now riding on board with myself, let's take a look and see what all these shenanigans are about. It appears from my angle that the Viper was maybe trying to build a sandcastle. He went pretty wide there. But unfortunately here at Laguna Seca, driving in the sand is not the preferred line to make it to the finish line. Alright, cycling through well ahead into lap 13. Shoots CJR in his Toyota Supra, holding on to the lead ahead of myself in the Genesis. We had built up about a 4-second lead, but I noticed that Shoots was certainly struggling on his soft tires. So I was waiting for the one opportunity to either make a pass cleanly or to sit behind him, save my tires, and do the overcut. The overcut meaning I'm going to stay out on the track when he pits. And hopefully, when I come out, I'll be ahead of him. Alright, cycling through. Although the display has changed on the screen, this is lap 15, I believe. Watch how close we end up getting. Oh, my apologies. This is the end of lap 16. So Shoots CJR comes into the pits, and for the first time in this 2020-2021 exhibition season, we finally get to lead a couple laps. We've had some pretty consistent good luck racing in the top split here in North America. However, we've been unable to lead any laps, let alone finish on the podium. In my previous videos, and in videos to come, it's your best 5 out of 10 scores. And so far, if we can get a podium here, we will add that to our 5th place finish, our 6th place finish, and we also have 3 7th place finishes, that one of which will get discounted. So a string of consistent luck is playing in our favor this season. So we had the great opportunity to lead lap 16, 17, 18, and lap 19. So, as I mentioned before, Shoots CJR ended up coming into the pits on lap 16. Driving this Hyundai Genesis, which for the most part has better tire wear, we were able to stay out 4 additional laps on the soft compound. And here at the end of lap 20, we decided, you know what, now is time to come in because we still need to use the mediums. Alright team, take off that old pair of Michelins, put a new pair on. Go, go, go! And there we have it. So exiting the pits, we noticed that VQS Thunder, despite spinning at the start, has recovered with his undercut strategy to take the lead. In P2 is a BMW M6 of CRG 88. And as we ride on board with Shoots CJR, I get out right ahead of him, so the overcut did in fact work. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm thinking, you know what, we're fighting for a podium. I already knew that Thunder started on the mediums. He didn't have to pit again. As for CRG 88, I figured, you know what, maybe he did the same thing, so now I'm fighting with Chutes CJR for the final spot on the podium. I was struggling a bit through the corkscrew as I dropped to second gear, trying to get the car rotated. I found that the car wanted to jerk to the right if I put down the accelerator too quickly. And cycling through the field, your leader, Vanquished Thunder. In P2, CRG 88. Third place, Swordsman with Chutes CJR at P4. Redline GTS in 5th, Corvette in 6th, Lexus 7th, BMW 8th, and in 9th. Slivers Vandal in his Porsche rounding out your top 10. And the rest of the field from 11th down to 20th. Alright, here on lap 22, dropping down the corkscrew. Vanquished Thunder has about I'd say about a 7-second lead at this point. And I was closing in on CRG 88 in P2, and I was wondering, you know what? Does he still have to pit? Well, we're about to find out. So here on lap 22, with just 3 laps remaining, he does still have to use the mediums. So with that, we hop into second place. And I figured that Chutes was going to catch us. However, because we had pitted 4 laps after he did, we're on much fresher rubber. We might be able to hold on to second place. Alright, cycling through, the white flag is out. Vanquished Thunder with about an 8.5 second lead ahead of Swordsman, with Chutes CJR hot on his tail. Now coming into this race, having looked at the points, top 6 would be 200 points. 200 points is usually our goal. The winner would receive 262, and if I can hold on to second place, this would be a much needed 251. One thing we've learned racing in Top Split now is maintaining our cool. You know, things are not always going to go your way. Sometimes something will break your concentration. And what we do for racing, number 1 is to have fun, but 2, to focus on doing the best job that we can. And so far in this race, with just less than half a lap to go, we have left Laguna Seca unscathed, no penalties, no SR down, and by being door number 4 and finishing second, we might be able to raise our driver rating and get back to our goal of over 60,000. Alright, rounding the final turn, crossing the line, Vanquished Thunder takes an easy victory, and I, after starting 6th place, come home in second. Unbelievable, 251 points, much needed for Nezo Racing. And there are your final standings. No penalty. Unbelievable. 251 points. Our new personal best score for this season. And there we have it. A blue S. Golden. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.